and gentlemen, Street Talk and other stuff. Mike, Maddog, Magnotti, thanks for being here today. Hey, last day in September. Oh, summer is over. I drove over the pass this weekend, and there was snow on the top of Stevens Pass. And okay, that's okay. There wasn't much. But then driving through town today to the studio, I saw snow on top of a car. That's just wrong this time of year. Whatever. But hey, we can't do anything about it. It's going to come. But hey, nice to have you here today. But you know, I want to share something personal. September 30th is a very special day today because 42 years ago, this happened. Yes! Yeah! See that? See that beautiful gal? And that guy, and she's even better looking now, but 42 years ago, my wife, my sweet wife, Rosie, and I got married. Cool. Okay, you can take the picture away because Rosie's at home screaming, why did you put that? She does. She goes, why did you talk about me? I say, well, because I love you, baby. 42 more, sweetheart, and you're better looking now than you were before. So it's kind of cool. 42 years of, and she still likes me. That's the miracle of it. But
that is a miracle.
It is a miracle. It is a miracle. But hey, this is interesting. You know, I was thinking about something today. Back when I was in grade school, a friend of mine and I found $5, $5 bill laying on the ground, and we both found it and saw it at the same time. So we were arguing about who gets to keep it. So, you know, I said, well, look, whoever told the biggest lie, whoever can tell the biggest lie, gets to keep the money. We're arguing about this, and the teacher walks in and says, hey, you guys be quiet. What are you talking about? So we told her. We found this $5 bill, and whoever was going to tell the biggest lie was going to be able to get the money. And she looked at us and said, you boys should be ashamed of yourselves. She said, in my day, we didn't even know what a lie was. I've never told a lie. And me and my friend looked at each other, and we handed the teacher the $5. Okay, hey, I got a really good show today. I've got two friends on to talk about something important. It's going to be a good show. So Street Talk and other stuff. Mike, Maddog, Magnotti, you stick around. We will be right back.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the North Shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
After 21 years at the Lake Chelan Mailboxes store, Jerry and Sherry are ready to retire. Jerry and Sherry would like to thank everyone and give some lucky person a business opportunity. That's right, you could own a great small business in Lake Chelan with a proven track record. This includes FedEx, UPS, and USPS services, making it a unique offer. For information on buying Chelan mailboxes, call Jerry or Sherry, and while you're there, wish them well.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
We're here because of the children, because the children need to be protected. Their needs aren't being met.
They didn't ask for any of this stuff. It's not their choices that got them here.
The more adults that a child has that love them, the better off they are.
Children need a whole community to raise them. And if we can do any little thing, it makes a big difference in the child's life.
Street Talk and other stuff. Hey, I'm very proud to introduce my good friends, Mr. Myron Vierra. Myron, nice to have you. Nice to be here. Mr. Chris Scott, how are you, Chris?
Good, good.
Now,
good to be here.
They are here because they have an upcoming word retreat. You go, Michael, what's that? Well, they're going to tell you, okay? But before we start, now, one thing, when my office for New Life and Antioch Adoptions originally started, it was in Myron's church, you know. And he really misses me. He really does. So if he breaks down and cries, it's because it's because he's so glad to be united. But It's good to have you. It's good to see you again.
It's good to be here, it really
Okay,
is.
before we start talking about the retreat, just a little bit about yourself, that kind of thing, and don't worry, you're next, okay? So think about what you're going to say. Okay?
Retired 2 years ago from Living Hill Community Church.
Right, you're
Was
the
there-
pastor there.
Was the pastor for 20 years. Was in pastoral ministry for 38. 38. I started when I was really young. I'm now involved in being involved to take the word ministry that we started in this town
Yeah.
and take it other places. We've done it in China, in Russia, we're
Really?
going to South Korea.
This particular retreat and ministry? Okay, and we're going to talk specifically about what that is in a minute, but that's what you're doing in your retired years, right?
In my retired years of just hanging around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, and you have children,
I
right?
have a son and a daughter.
Right.
A son
And you-
named Joel, and I have 3 grandchildren and 1 more coming.
Very cool, good.
And so it's, and a wife that still likes me.
That's kind of amazing. How long have you guys been married?
I think 46.
You gotta remember that, you know, whenever I do.
I'm guessing.
Whenever
I'm pretty confident, high level of confidence.
Whenever I interview couples, I always make the husband tell me
Yeah, that's just not
what the
fair.
anniversary date is, you know.
I was in a church preaching last Sunday, and so that kind of came up by accident when I was being introduced. And I looked at her, and she just went,
Yeah.
she just turns away. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 46, 47. somewhere
Okay,
in
cool.
there.
I'm glad you're that comfortable with the time period. So, Chris, how about you? Now this is going to be interesting. So,
Yeah, I'm in my prime still.
okay. Yeah,
So
cool.
right now I'm a full-time disciple of God.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and I'm a very grateful husband to Paula Lamana.
Paula Lamana, incredible woman.
Very incredible woman.
And you must be an incredible guy because she obviously picked you. Or maybe not picked, maybe you talked her into it. I don't know. But she's a
You
great
talking
gal.
her into anything
That's
doesn't
true.
happen.
That's
that
true.
doesn't happen.
Okay.
And we
Hi,
have
Paula.
we have 4 kids right now. We have a 12-year-old Regan, an 8-year-old Ryder, and then we have 2 twins that are foster kids.
Yeah, you do foster care. Good for you. How long have you been doing that?
About 5 years now.
Okay. And you find that rewarding, don't you?
It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment.
Sure.
And if you do it right, it hurts.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. Yeah,
So-
it's not for the weak of heart.
No,
You know,
no.
you know, I used to tell people because when I did the nonprofit adoption part. of
It's
what
when I first met you.
No, that's
actually.
right. That's what I was doing. I would tell people, I would say, look, I don't know definitely that it will happen. It probably will because that's the odds, but it's going to change your life.
Yeah.
And I can't say how it's going to change your life, but it will. So, but no, but good for you.
Thank you.
Proud of you guys for doing it because I know it's a huge commitment. So,
Yeah.
okay. So you're here to talk about the word retreat. Okay. Tell us about that. What is it? Okay, I mean, and pretend that people are like me, not real smart. Not that anybody watching the show isn't smarter than I am, but explain it in ways even I would understand. So,
The word retreat is a retreat, a 3-day retreat. It's for men or women. There's a lot of churches involved in our valley. I mean, we've had probably over maybe 15 to 20 churches involved.
okay,
It's been in the valley from about 11, I think this will be the 12th year.
okay,
And it started in Juneau, Alaska.
right.
And I went up there and I was discipling, working with a young man, and he dragged me off to this retreat. And I told him, I don't want to go to a retreat. I know what's there. Weird sounds at night, a lot of snoring.
Yeah.
I'm not into it, you know. And
To which somebody like me would contribute to. by the
yeah,
way.
you know, and so, I mean, and then you go there and that's what it's like.
Yeah.
But this was truly a very different group of people that were leading it. And so I tried to find out a little bit more about it and brought it here.
Okay.
Retreat. And so what it is, it's all about a team that takes responsibility of men or women. It's always tied to a church, a host church. And they put on this retreat. Everybody in the church helps to make it happen. They do all the meals. There's a lot of participation.
Okay.
But at the retreat, it isn't a typical retreat where you go and listen to a bunch of people speak all
Sure.
week long.
Right.
There's no preaching, no formal teaching. There's a lot of different activities that happen, so it's never just sitting in one place. You're moving around a lot.
I think it's important also to say that it's not church-centric.
No.
We're not there under a certain church or denomination.
All right.
Yeah, it's multi-denominational, or really more non-denominational.
And I think
There's any group that's involved in it.
As far as the snoring goes, things have changed a while in 11 years. They have CPAP machines now, so you get to hear the
Dark
CPAP
phase.
now instead of the old.
Well, I actually use this mouthpiece thing that stops me from snoring, so it actually works pretty well. So we'll talk more about that later.
You want to share it when you come up?
I will do that if I.
That's right, we've invited you to come.
I know, but we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Maybe we should do a poll if Mike Magnotti should.
We can do
an online poll.
Okay, you can do that. Okay, now I'm not even sure what this thing is yet, and we're not totally clear on it, but if you think I should go or not go, email me at maddog@nwi.net, and whether or not I like the results, I will share it with these gentlemen. Okay, but now, this is, a little more specific. Rosie said to me today, I said, Myron and Chris Scott are coming on, and they're gonna talk about the word retreat they're doing. She said, what does word mean? And I said, well, I probably,
It stands for worship,
okay.
obedience, relationships, and disciple making.
Okay, and you guys are doing this, it's not church-centric, and you're not gonna be preaching, but you're doing it because you've got a heartfelt concern for guys like me who need help in their lives, right?
And women and anybody.
And women
Yeah.
too, okay. And you're specifically, for this retreat, you're inviting veterans and first responders.
Correct.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, what's motivating that?
So we've been doing the word ministry or the word retreat in our valley and in the Puget Sound and a lot of different places. And we constantly see veterans come. And they've come to the word retreat and it really rocks their world.
Okay.
One of the things they talk about that we've heard many times is so a team of men, ordinary everyday men from different churches lead it together. And they put it on, and they're the leaders, and everybody's involved. Like any team, it all works together. And these people coming, the men see this, and they go, I remember when I was in a unit, and I was that close to a group of men.
Right.
And so the vets and the first responders see that, and they kind of pick up on it. And we've had some amazing breakthrough for these individuals that come. We had one last year that came, and he, Special Forces, Iraq, he was the guy that called in, basically shot the laser on the objects that were being blown up.
Right.
And a lot of times it was people or groups. And he would go behind the lines for months at a time. And when he came to it, he wore a hat, and the only thing you saw was the hat and his Marines, and all of the stuff. And in the middle of one of the stories, because there's no preaching, but there's four people telling their stories. And one man stood up and told his story. And the thing that was amazing, and we didn't have one of these guys speak because he was coming, but it was his story.
Yeah.
He had a son that had a certain disease, and he was dying of that disease, and was probably months away from that happening. The man had a son already die. Tells a story about how, instead of losing faith from that death, he found faith at a word retreat.
Okay.
And the team came around this man,
Yeah.
and he tells the story how the support, kind of extended out to his whole family, and it changed his whole life. And not just his life, his wife, his children. And when we kept seeing stuff like that, we see that almost every year. We said, we need to do one of these retreats for vets and first-time responders. It normally costs us $185. And
Per person?
Per person, and we're not trying to make money, it's just
Right.
the
Sure.
expense, cover the expenses. Usually we don't make money at all. A little bit in the red or whatever. But anyway, but this retreat for the vets and first responders, we have raised from different people enough money to totally fund
Yeah,
it.
community really stepped in. And
It really did.
So how many people are you hoping to?
We're hoping to see 35 vets, and then a team of about 15 people.
Okay, team of 15 people who are the leaders. And you're looking for both men and women, huh?
No, just men.
Oh, just men this time,
Just
okay.
one.
All right, okay.
Yeah, we don't do the co-ed thing at our retreats.
Okay, I wasn't sure, but because you said earlier that this word.
We do when we do a women's retreat, it's for the women.
I see, okay, all right.
Because
Got it
a lot of what this retreat is based around is people just learning to tell their story.
Okay.
And women can do that really well, and men do it well when they're given permission.
Okay.
But if there's women in the audience, they shut down.
Well, it does. It changes the
Just like if
dynamic.
it's their wife.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. Not that I haven't told you everything, sweetheart. But hey, street talking other stuff. Mike Maddog, Magnotti. I'm talking with Mr. Myron Vierra and Chris Scott. They've got a word retreat coming up, and we told you a little bit about that. We're going to tell you a little bit more in a minute, but they're specifically inviting first responders and veterans to come to this one. This is going to be held the end of October, correct?
October 31st,
Okay.
and it goes to the 3rd
Okay,
of
we're
November.
going to get more into the specifics after the break. But hey, street talking other stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging in Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing, located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. One look at the new Z series of Supreme boats and you'll know you're looking at a high-performance wake surfing boat. These boats are known as the Zeus boats because riding one is like surfing a lightning bolt, embodying the mythical trinity of surf, strength, and spirit. See the Supreme boat line at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors. We're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Okay, we're back. Again, I'm talking with Mr. Myron Vierra and Mr. Chris Scott. They are hosting and part of organizing a word retreat coming up the end of October into the beginning of November. And they told us a little bit about it, but I want to get a little more specific. So I want to talk to you, Chris. Okay, you say you've been to one as an attendee before, okay? Somebody who's never been to something like this, and of course you're trying to reach out to somebody who hasn't been to anything, who may not know anything about it, and they're going, well, what can I expect? What's going to happen? Okay, why don't you tell us what your experience was like, and maybe that'll help people understand.
It starts a couple months before I decided to go to this.
All right.
I've been pushing myself to try to become a better person.
Okay.
My wife and I, we've had our struggles in our time, and I've decided that I'm just tired of struggling. I want to grow with my relationship with God and with my wife, and I just remember there's something missing in that format. And I went to one a retreat, a different retreat down in California, and just had the crap beat out of me. It's called Warrior Week, and it was one of these things where it's a giant fire hose in your face the entire time.
Yeah.
Something that you would expect these things to be, right?
Sure.
And then I come home from that, and I'm reeling from that, and I remember a good friend of mine reached out.
And this was not a favorable experience for you?
It was a good experience, but I still have scars and all sorts, and we could talk on that one for a long time. Yeah, we need to talk about that.
I haven't heard that story yet.
But I come back and a good friend of mine said, hey, and somebody been talking to me about it for a long time. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna try it. because the one thing that I've adopted is that fear is the flashlight pointing me in the direction that I need to go.
It's very true. You know, I think about that myself. So,
And so I was fearful of this thing, so I just signed up, talked to Paul about it, and signed up for it. And then immediately was like, what did I just do? Then we got to the week of, and I remember going, wow, I'm busy. There's no way I can do this.
That never happens.
Never happens.
I think everybody does that.
And then you get on the bus and you're like, be quiet, sitting next to somebody you don't know, and you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But the entire time you're, you know what, it's just gonna be a weekend and I can come home, right? And then you get off the bus and it just starts. And
okay, what starts? What happens when you get off the bus, you know?
well, I think the main part of it, is that you learn you're not alone.
Okay.
Right? So you're in this area in your life where maybe you're sitting there and you're struggling because you think that nobody understands what you're going through, that maybe your problems are so unique or so huge that no one can understand what you're going through. And you get off this bus and you've kind of, if you were like me, you isolate yourself.
True.
You know? And immediately we start working on that isolation. And I remember being uncomfortable, but I remember also feeling like, almost like being back in that locker room of football, right? That first day you show up on your football practice, you know, when I showed up my freshman year in college, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be tough. And after the time, you get to know the people, right? And so that's what this thing's about. It's about.
And how do you get to know them? Like I said, I'm not trying to be a jerk.
No, you're not being a jerk.
But
This happens with
I'm just playfully trying to.
You know, are you standing here? Because
We're trying to bug you.
No, because honestly, this is what people are going to be apprehensive about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when I go there, what are they going to do? You know, are they immediately going to start putting pressure on me to tell my story?
There's a lot of food.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
More food than we should give people.
I think I gained like 8 pounds.
Okay.
When I was up
Everybody
there.
gains.
Food never fails.
Good food.
Okay.
You get off the bus, you meet a bunch of guys, and you start a weekend of just being together, different activities, sometimes hiking, those kinds of events. There's no preaching, no teaching. There'll be some people that'll share their stories, and you'll discuss that in a small group. It's usually we go to Leavenworth, Camp Camarac.
Yeah.
Great place to go. Good to get away. It's kind of nice. You unplug, and you just you get to meet a group of guys that are putting this thing on, and they're going to serve you, support you, help you. And there isn't a whole lot of things. The way we design it is there's different events, and the only time you find out about it is when it happens.
Okay,
And
well,
so
what kind of event though?
Well, from walking in the woods.
Okay, and hike, that kind of stuff.
Just debriefing something that just happened in relation to one of the personal stories, trying to see how that personal story maybe identifies with yours. We do those kinds of things. We sing. If you don't want to sing, you don't have to.
Okay, good.
A lot of that. We have really usually great music.
Yeah.
But we eat a lot.
Eat again.
We eat, and we meet, we eat, and we drink a lot of coffee, and we talk. And it's just the first night, people are really nervous because they don't know each other.
Sure, yeah.
And then Friday happens, and about midday, it changes when people start hearing these guys tell their stories in an honest way. And then what we do is we debrief those stories as a group, as individuals, and talk about them. And there's other things that we do, but the truth is, we like to say it this way. We have a very clear plan, and there's no manipulation. We allow you to walk through with this. If you're uncomfortable, you just can say no and you back away. But the bottom line is we do it as a team, and it's a team approach.
Right.
That's why he uses the analogy of being on a team.
Right.
The team puts on the retreat, they serve you. One of the things that happens is that there's a lot of people coming in that serves and does all the meals, and so you just start seeing a real community event where people are committed to blessing you, encouraging you, supporting you, not lecturing, not poking, not pushing, but inviting.
No, it's not a
of that.
pressure situation at all. But the main concern, when you hear the word retreat, maybe you're thinking towels on your face and stuff like that. It doesn't happen.
Okay.
And I think, especially the veterans retreat. I think
They go
we're gonna
around the heads.
Yeah. The veterans retreat. I think it's going to be interesting.
There's no towels, really.
Okay, cool.
Because I think all these veterans understand, what it takes to create a team.
Okay.
Right. And
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
But we got to take a break.
Okay.
Okay, and when we come back, I want to give you enough time to say how people can connect, how people can sign up.
Perfect.
For it and that kind
Glad
of
to
thing.
do
So,
that.
hey, Street Talk and other stuff. Maddog, Magnotti, we've got a word retreat that these gentlemen are sponsoring. Hope that's the right word to use. Coming up the end of October, beginning of November. They're going to give you more information on how to connect with this when we get back, but we need to take one last break. So, Street Talk and other stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back.
At the Siren Song Vineyard Estate Winery and Restaurant on the south shore of Lake Chelan, you'll discover a variety of handcrafted wines and a European-inspired menu. Join us for live music, private events and weddings, cooking classes, and more. Sip, dine, and take in the stunning views of Lake Chelan at Siren Song. Visit sirensongwines.com for hours and event information. Everyone has a siren song. What's yours?
If you want to work in IT, here's a tip. Employers value IT certifications. 91% say they play a key role in hiring. 72% require them for certain job openings. Improve your odds of getting the job. Enroll in the Computer Networking Systems program at Charter College. In 14 months, you could earn an associate degree and 6 IT certifications. Get started at chartercollegeIT.com, where we work to get you to work.
Let Fitterers Furniture help you turn your dreams into reality with their exciting selection of quality furnishing and accessories. Whatever style you are looking for, you will find beautifully crafted furniture of exceptional value and the unmatched Fitterers customer service to make this shopping experience one you will keep coming back to. Make a point of visiting Fitterers Furniture in downtown Ellensburg.
Quality selection and service since 1896.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbus here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today, 509-663-7900.
Okay, we're back. Again, we're talking with Chris Scott and Myron Vierra. These gentlemen are sponsoring and encouraging specifically first responders, ambulance, EMT people, police officer, and veterans to sign up for this retreat and come and benefit from it. And this is something they're going to be, you guys are going to cover the expense for
Absolutely.
That. Okay.
It's normally $185. We're giving it, we've got it covered by people in the community.
Okay, tell us how they can connect with you to find out more or sign up for this.
If you want to sign up, you can go to the Word Retreat. Actually, it's Word Retreat. No, wordministry.org. I'm sorry. You should. So I'm going to do that again. Wordministry.org, and then just click on Men's Retreats, and you'll see the Veterans Retreat pop up. Sign up. And when you sign up, we just need your information to contact you and get your name on the list. And there's nothing you have to pay if you're a first responder or vet. And then we'll contact you and get you all lined up, give you the information you need to know what you need to bring and stuff like that.
And you can always contact me, Maddog at NWI.net, and I can contact you with this gentleman, hook you up. But Myron, nice to see you again.
Thanks for having
Chris,
us.
as always, good to see you. Say Paul, I said hi. And one more time, Rosie, happy anniversary, baby. Street Talk and other stuff. Mike, Maddog, Magnotti, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.